and it may not sound as dramatic, but I just kind of like, I just tell them. Like, I'm like, and I feel like maybe that's because because I've done this before where there was a particular person that I remember working with, and I told her, I said, and oh my gosh, it's so funny because this happened to me. It was full circle. This is how I started too. But I told her, I said, you're supposed to be doing what I'm doing, right? You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be doing this. She was kind of like, huh? And I'm actually realizing it now as you asked me this question. That's what happened to me because I went and got my first reading done by this woman. She didn't speak English. I remember her husband did the translating. And I was just, it was very touchy, from Mexico. And I think her husband was from somewhere in the Caribbean. He just did the translating. She was intense. She was like the real deal. And I remember we were finished. I was like 19. I'm asking about boys and stuff like that. I knew how to do this stuff, but I wasn't like, I wanted to ask about stupid stuff. So I was doing that. We finished the reading, and then they were like, this is what you're supposed to be doing, right? And I'm realizing now I said the same thing to this woman, but that was what they told me. They're like, you need to set up your altar. You need to da-da-da. I was like, I had my altars at home, but like it was like the family altar. It wasn't like anything intense. They wanted me to do my own thing, and then I ended up right into that path anyway. So what I would say to someone typically is, if you feel guided by it, if there's something pulling at you and gnawing at you, you need to start there. That's where it starts. You don't have to figure out the who, what, when, where, why. Just start there. Because because we may have our purpose in the 3D, but we're really here to find out what our purpose is past that. And it's so much more than where we are in this 3D in this particular lifetime. There's levels to it here. And I feel like when we access that, when we access those parts of ourselves, those Akashic records, where we're tapped into those past lives, we end up right back where we started in whatever timeline we are. And it starts with that little nudge and that little thing that kind of pushes us to where we're supposed to go. And I feel like personally, we have multiple paths and multiple purposes, but when you go follow that one little hint, and you let the universe know you're listening and you're ready to take that action, that's all you need. That's what I would say.
That's perfect.